I think we're on. Hello. Hi, whoever is out there in YouTube world. Hello, hello. Just a heads up, Buttercup, I've been having some internet issues. So hopefully we'll be able to have our handy dandy live session today without any tech gremlins in the way. How are you? Who is with me today? Who's with me? I have the Chelseakins. Chelsea, you want to say hello? Say hello, Chelsea. Say hello. I love this little rugrat. She's doing so well after her surgery, which is really great. So, hello. Welcome to Wednesday Live. I don't really have many people in here at the moment, and that's okay. So we'll just do some chatter. I can easily talk up a storm on my own. What is Chelsea doing? Chelsea's grabbing her bone. Good. So if you are here, please say hello. There could be also a delay in the chat section. I don't know. Because it's saying there are people here, but it's not nobody, like, I don't know, the chat's being chatty, chat. Okay, so I wanted to ask you guys if anybody had weird dreams last night. I had a pretty interesting weird dream. It's pretty cool. I'm curious to see if it's a premonition or not. Hey, Colin, so nice to see you. Hey, BT. I wanted to stop in because I had a reading recently and I got spacey and lightheaded afterwards. I talked about this in your last chat. Oh, right. You got spacey and lightheaded afterwards. Yeah. Did I tell you how you can, I can't remember. Hey, Peaks and Streams. So nice to see you. Set a boundary for yourself before. I can't remember if I told you that, but, it could take some time for you to recalibrate. That's totally normal, totally natural. You don't just let yourself have your energy be sucked out and taken. Hey, Sarah, so nice to see you. As a spiritual empath, probably the most important thing we can learn is how to manage our energy. Hey, Ishika, so nice to see you. Colin, you're just typing letters. You're so funny. Hey, Lady Bree, it's so nice to see you. Colin is just typing the letter I, and then he wrote one TH. I'm sure you're trying to actually say something, but the computer is just being really like blech-y. I don't know. I kind of feel lately with all the computer challenges that I've had, I feel like it's been a Mercury retrograde, but it actually hasn't been. It's, I don't know, so weird. Khaled saying my week has been completely overwhelmed. Oh, he took it back. So I'll just pretend I never saw that. So as a spiritual empath, like I was saying, as a spiritual empath, we have to be able to manage our energy, keep it balanced, keep it to ourselves as much as possible, right? Which means we have to really learn how to redirect our energy. Hey, Debbie, so nice to see you. So, and it just, you guys have to remember. And look, I'm not just trying to get on your case about remembering. Whenever I say anything to you, I'm reminding myself. Wherever we place our attention and focus on something outside of us, that's where our energy is going to follow. So that means our energy leaves our field. It leaves our chakra system. It leaves us. Right? So we really, if we're feeling tired, if we're feeling anything that doesn't feel good, the first thing as a spiritual empath we need to do is take note about what our attention and focus is on. Right? Khalid is saying, sorry guys, my week has been overwhelming. I'm sorry to hear that. It sounds like you probably have not been moving your physical body enough, Khalid. I could be wrong. So it's always super important for us to know where our energy is, right? So, all and using that as our baseline, coming back to home. Okay, I'm placing my attention and my awareness something outside of me. Well, how do I bring it back? Right? Got to always bring it back. Yes, yes. So, BT, it's really important for you to learn how to manage that lightheadedness. Also, if you're seeing the same psychic and you're noticing this is happening, that could be your body telling you it may not be a good psychic for you if they're taking that energy and you're allowing it. So you have to do two things. One, you have to learn how to keep your energy to yourself. And then the other thing is if it's the same psychic, you have to just consider that you might need to find a better compatible one with your energy because your let me fix this a bit. I have to scooch back because of my back. Because it may not be good compatibility if it's the same one and you're noticing this happen. So just something to think about. But did anybody else have weird dreams last night? Hey, Khalid, I see your super chat. Do you want to type in a question? Every time you're typing something in, it's saying message retracted. So you just sent a super chat, and I want to make sure that I give you an answer. So write in a question and don't retract it. Until he writes his question, I'll just keep talking. Okay, wait. BT saying, actually, the psychic I haven't seen in over 10 years. I don't do readings that often because it happens. So this is happening uh despite the reader, and the psychic was lovely. Good. Okay. Well, this is a you thing. It's a you thing. You have to learn to keep your energy to yourself. I don't know what you're giving over to them. Okay, great. You're typing, Khalid. Good. I don't know what your permission setting is like give everything over. Like, I don't know, unless I don't know how you're managing your body. Like maybe you have low blood pressure. I mean, I don't know what your circumstances are. All I can tell you is usually it's an energy transfer of some sort, and you're losing your energy. So did anybody last night have really weird, interesting dreams? Okay, Lady Bree wrote, I had a dream last night that I was at my grandma's house with the Walking Dead cast and zombies outside. I'd been watching the Walking Dead recently. That's cute. Peaks and Streams says they had a dream that I was falling from a cliff, but it seemed to be never ending. I think it means fate is about to send me a heads up, Buttercup. I mean, it could be, right? So when it comes to dream analysis, this is the interesting thing. It's not typically about what's actually happening. Like it's not necessarily the literal sometimes it is that it's literal in terms of premonitions, and sometimes it's not. So I'll give you an example. Like last night, my dream was that I got engaged to this guy. His name is Michael, and he was from my past. So we were friends many, 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 many years ago, like good friends. And he got married to a lovely, lovely woman. And I went to their wedding, and they have 3 beautiful children. And they're still happily married, thankfully. And we were just really good friends. I liked his family. My family liked him. It was really pleasant. It was really fun. And we were just good friends. And in the dream last night, our mothers arranged that he and I get married. Now, I know that he is married, right? And as far as I know, he's still married to this day. And we were both like, sure, why not? I mean, we're good friends anyways. We might as well. Like, why not? And our mothers were so excited, and they were just so happy. So Did I literally get an engagement? Like, there's the literal and then like what was going on in the dream in terms of, because remember when we dream, we go to the astral world, right? Which is the emotional world of feelings, right? So what feelings do you get? Colin, I'm still waiting for your question. I haven't forgotten about you. I'm just waiting for it to come through. I don't know if there's a delay. There might be a delay. I don't know. But when it comes to dreams, when it comes to premonitions, it's usually the emotion or the feeling that that's happening in the dream. Okay, there we go, call it. It came through. I had a fast moving week, 3 interviews within 1 week. So I started questioning what's going on. What's your question though? Did you just want to share that with me? Or what's your question? I have to be able to zoom in on something. I'm not sure what you are wanting information about or on. So it's more about how are you feeling with what's happening in the dream or what's going on in the dream? Because that is where the information is coming from. If it's a premonition, and you don't often know if it's a premonition until something happens that is either similar to the circumstance or situation and the feelings that were brought up from it, or if they were literal, right? So, but what I will say is that when you have a dream that is influential, and what I mean by influential is that there is excuse me, I had a late night last night. I'm tired. There is an impression that was left on you. It wasn't just like a normal dream. It was like, I remember a lot of the details. Some of your senses might have been involved. Like, I remember smelling this, seeing this, feeling this, tasting this. And those are pretty influential. So they could be a premonition. Not every dream's a premonition. Most dreams are not. And it could be your human brain. Well, it could be a couple things. And it could be your human brain just working and processing the human experience. And it also could be that you've left your body is sleeping, and you're hanging out in the astral world and you're just having an experience in the astral world. So you could be in a parallel reality. There we go, call it. I see it. I couldn't understand why my energy was so high and then dropped so low when I received the news that I didn't get the jobs. Oh, but that's because you had expectations. So your week was moving really fast. It was a lot of activity. So you assigned, this is the anxiety. You assigned an outcome. I'm going to get one of these jobs. And you didn't. And you put a lot of expectation, because anxiety will do this. When you're out of emotional balance, anxiety will take over. And so you didn't have a place to kind of float back up. That's why you went back down. So college, your week was like fast, 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 moving, opportunity, which causes anxiety. It's nerve, right? It's not something that normally happens. So you have all this nervous energy in your body and you start assigning an outcome, right? And when you haven't done enough balance work to help you through the outcome, then you could easily fall down. So remember, what you want is you want to be balanced mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. Even if you're not financially balanced yet, that's okay. Right? So you want to have the balance in all those other areas so that when and if you do fall, you don't fall all the way down. You just kind of fall and then kind of bounce back up until you get back to here. Okay? So Your emotional resiliency needs work. That's all energy. That's it. It's not bad, it's not good, it just is. So the question now becomes, what have you learned from this experience? That becomes wisdom, and you get to apply that the next time. And that gets installed or imprinted in your energy field. So it's there. Okay. Lady Bree. Spirit wants me to volunteer, but every time I make a phone call to contact the person I need to talk to, they hang up by accident. Any advice? Hi, Ishik. I see you. I'll be with you in just a moment. What I'm getting, Bree, so first of all, give yourself kudos for doing volunteer work because that is service and that is going to help neutralize any negative karma. And it's going to help with prosperity. That's the first piece of information that I can share with you that's coming through. The second thing is that you may be thinking this is the right person or place to volunteer, but you're being a bit when you have what are they, not blindfolds, but you're being too no, Ishika, your super chat went through, I think. I mean, it's telling me you sent me a super chat. I just need you to write the question. Okay. I don't know that this is actually the right place for you to volunteer. You might be thinking it's the right place. So, what you can do as just an experiment, remember, we experiment with everything because it helps us manage our anxiety into the frequency of curiosity instead of expectancy, Khalid. Hint, hint. Um, what you can do, okay, hi Katie, I see you. Yeah, I'll pull a card for you. Just 1 second. I'm going in order that the super chats come in, okay? And I'm still with Lady Bree. So see if there are other places that would also interest you. But what I would do, and I don't know what you're specifically looking to do service for, but what I would do to help neutralize karma is volunteer at a place that you're having the most struggle with in your life. Okay. That might be a better option because I know you're saying, because you're saying spirit wants me to volunteer. So you're getting that calling, that breadcrumb of the soul, which is awesome. But you're calling one person, one specific person. But there's so many other volunteer opportunities that may not be the right volunteer opportunity for you. And I think that's what's happening. Okay. So but you're definitely on the right path because they're saying it will help neutralize negative karma and it'll be good for your prosperity to do that. Okay. Ishika, there we go, Ishika. What would hold a better outcome for me? Following my current physical therapist online or find one offline? All right, so online versus offline makes no difference. Why? Because energy is not physical matter. Well, that's not true. Depending on how fast energy moves, it can determine whether it's physical or non-physical. But when you're dealing with online work, like for example, typically you're dealing with non-physical energy. So it's not going to make a difference to anybody whether you're working with someone in physical reality or online because energy has the ability to penetrate matter. What feels like the thing is you may not be on the same resonance or the same energetic frequency as your current therapist. Okay? So, that's where that is. I feel like it's more the therapist versus whether it's online or offline. So, what you might want to do is just consider finding a new therapist, whether you work with them online or offline. Okay. Hey, Bright 27, I see you in just a moment. Okay. I'm going in order of the super chats that I get. So I hope that helps. Okay. Um, Katie, can you pull a card for me? Sure. Let's pull a card for Katie. Pull a card for Katie. All right, let's see. What's going on? What does Katie need to know? Oh, Miss Katie. Any grief or sorrow that you are experiencing, you have to have faith and trust that it will pass. So it's not about toxic, it's not about good vibes only and like trying to fake your way through it. It's about being authentic with any loss or sadness or grief that you're experiencing and letting it move through you. Accepting that it's there, not fighting it, okay? Accepting that it's there, not fighting it, not trying to get out of sadness or despair. Just going, this is where I am right now, and it sucks. And I get it, but I don't have to be that sadness, right? And it's the attachment that's going on, which is why there could be the suffering. The Buddhists say suffering comes from attachment. Well, it's true. If you are going to attach yourself to a certain emotion, you become that emotion, and that's where your energy is. And then you start bringing in situations that are going to reinforce that. Okay. So it's super important for you to understand that you're having a hard time. That's okay. It sucks. You don't have to like it, but it's here. And for right now, I'm just going to accept that it's here. I'm not going to fight it. I'm not going to try and fake my way through it. Right. And when I realize that, the next step is going to be is I don't have to be it. So it can be out. So I can be here and the sadness or the despair can be here. That doesn't have to be with me. So in other words, it doesn't have to be I am sad. It could be I have sad feelings right now. Okay. It's a mindset. It's a different perspective. It's a consciousness expansion that you are experiencing these feelings, but you are not those feelings. That's when you are suffering. It's the entanglement of the lower self. Remember, your higher soul is actually the one in charge. So your higher soul can go, you have those sad feelings, but you are not those sad feelings. Okay. That is the acceptance. Like, okay, this is the way it is right now. It's going to move through. Your human body is designed to move these energies through it. Okay. There you go, Katie. Lady Bree is saying she was looking to volunteer at a retirement home and you struggle with connection. And I'd been trying 2 different locations, but could never get in contact with the volunteer person. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, a lot of times we can work out negative karma and change things using law of cause and effect by, looking what areas of our life are we struggling with. Okay. Connection. There's still other ways you can get connection, right? How about an orphanage? You can connect with children. How about with autism, you go to an autism thing, there's other ways to connect with people. It doesn't just have to be a retirement home, right? So that might help. I don't know. Okay. Bright 27. Hi, Terry. Can we talk about entity attachments and how often it occurs and how to remedy that? Sure. Let's talk a little bit about it. Okay, I don't know that you guys are going to like the information. Hey, Sheik, I see you. I'm just going to I'm going to take care of Bright first, and then I'll get to you. All right. So some of you may or may not. Now, I have a background in paranormal investigation, and maybe you know that, maybe you don't, but it gave me a lot of experience in the paranormal world. And the majority of what we say happens in the paranormal world are not even true. First of all, we're giving the human perspective, which can easily be distorted from what is metaphysical or not, because we're giving our limited knowledge based on the information and data that the human brain can process. Remember, everything is energy. When it comes to entity attachments, most of the time it's their thought forms. Okay, so thought forms are typically self-induced. A person has to be in an extremely dire emotional and mental place in order for outside entities like possessions or demons or something like that to happen to them or to take place. In other words, you have to be very mentally and emotionally unstable. All right. So most of the attachments, or when people feel like they're being psychically attacked, if there's no outside evidence that like anybody and everybody at any time, um Hannah, no, you know what, the mediumship sessions or mediumship information, I do private one-on-ones. So if you do want me to speak to any of your loved ones who are in the afterlife, you'd have to book a private session. I only do life guidance type work here. Okay. So when we're talking about entity attachments, they're usually self-induced. So what does that mean? That means that you have had a thought that you have been thinking over and over and over again and over and over and over again and over and over and over again for your entire life, pretty much, that is affecting your mental, emotional, and physical world. I'm broke. I can't afford that. Let's just say, right? You see that over and over and over again. Remember, wherever you place your attention, your energy follows. You have this thought, I am broke, or I'll never get a job, right? You send that over and over and over and over and over and over again. You are literally feeding a thought that now starts to kind of have like a life force to it. Hey, Myra, nice to see you. Right? So now you have this life force that begins to sort of like sprout, I guess you can say. It starts to develop. And the more you think about it over and over again, you're feeding it attention, the bigger and bigger it gets, the thought forms. So then it can actually act as an entity and a parasite in your chakras and in your field. And then it can actually start affecting you physically in physical reality. So, actual entity attachments, the majority of the time, are self-induced and they're thought forms. So, how do you remedy that? Okay, so if you're talking about like an actual possession, well, there are people who do cleansings and clearings. You can go to priests. You can, there are some people who, do all that stuff. Exorcisms, stuff like that, right? But for the self-induced ones, what you have to do is you have to change your mindset. You have to make changes and you have to expand your consciousness and awareness. You have to create a new identity for yourself. And you have to, hey Eureka, so nice to see you. And you have to start taking accountability and responsibility for yourself. And you have to really want to not have the same life that you have. It all comes down to you. You caused your own problems. You're the only one that can fix them. Okay. Like, I'm sorry, that's the truth and that's the reality. Now, there is energy work that you can do a lot that helps that. There are techniques, there are tools, there are tricks, all of those things. But remember, everything is energy. So it all starts off with energy. So energy influences energy, and that's where transformation can happen. Okay. And it's not a short ride. It is a long ride because we are not able to collapse time just yet as humans, right? So it takes time to move yourself, to take yourself, to evolve yourself from where you are to where you want to be. Okay. So there's no magic pill. There's no way to do it that quickly, that fast. Okay. So I hope that helps. Okay. Ishika, do you see me finding a gym partner? Anything on it? Ooh, a gym partner. Yes. The answer is yes. The only thing is you're being a little bit too picky. Look, I'm not saying you should just take anybody, but since you're just looking for a gym buddy, or somebody that can help you, you have to get really clear on your needs and wants. And so it's like you do have to become picky in the way that you have to get clear with your needs and wants, but you can't be picky on whether they fit your entire. I get it. So there you might be confusing it with a life partner. Your gym partner does not have to be your life partner. That could be the clarity issue. Okay? That's what's happening. You're translating your needs and wants for a gym partner as if they're being also the life partner. So you got to get some clarity there, okay? Hannah, will I see D when I'm back in LA? I don't think so. If you want me to be wrong, I want to be wrong, but I feel like you're not going to see him. I don't know why I'm saying he. I don't know who D is. I hope D is a guy. I don't know. It's masculine energy, so that's showing up that way. I don't think you're gonna see, and if you do end up, it's like this last minute change. It just feels like it's not gonna happen. If you do, it's this really last minute. It almost feels karmic, like at the last minute. Even longer or whatever than 11th hour, even shorter than that, like really, really last minute. I just don't think so. So if you want me to be wrong, I want to be wrong. Okay. Let me go back. Now that I finished all the super chats for now, let me go back and see if I miss anybody. Khalid, I feel stupid for having the expectation. Well, but that's a normal thing. So look, already you're causing resistance in your life for judging yourself. Hey, Myra, any messages I need to hear? Hope you're well. I'm better. I'm better. I don't know if you guys listened. I'm going to pull a card for you, Myra. That's how I'm going to get my message for you. I don't know if you guys heard my latest podcast, but I started a garden and that's been helping me so much. I'm starting to do this with anybody who starts to work with me, my one-on-one. It's almost like I want to assign spiritual empaths to start a garden and to have a garden because the yellow is so pretty. Thank you. Thank you very much. Because a garden well, in LA, the weather that we're having is like really shitty. And so it's taking forever. So, for somebody who has anxiety, it's really great to learn to follow the process. Myra. All right. Message for you. Let's see. Oh. Yeah. So here's what you need to know for right now. It's okay to stop putting so much pressure on yourself about being with someone else. Even if it's just like casual, there's something about too much pressure. And it may not be pressure, it might be analyzing. Hold on. It's almost like this is probably the best way I can say it. It's almost like you really shouldn't be in any kind of relationship right now because you have there's something about a circle. What is this about a circle? You have to circle back to yourself. You got to come back to yourself. And the evidence of that is that even if it's something casual or what you're deeming not serious, you're still going too much into analytical mode, so there's still attachment. So if you're going to be in any type of relationship or situationship, or you're going to be dating somebody, or the only way you're going to get through it is by not being attached to it. But you can't BS yourself. So there's something like you may not be really honest with yourself because you just don't think you're ready. Don't shoot the messenger, but I just don't think you're ready to be with even anything casual. Like, I can understand if there's physical urges, like I get that, but there's not, you have to circle back to yourself, and you're still learning who yourself is. Myra says, for sure, I am not wanting nor getting anything at all. Good, good. Then this is like, you're just, if something pops up, because I feel like you do get attention that comes to you. You do get attention that comes to you. But it doesn't have to be acted on. And it just really feels like there's a real big need to come back, circle back to yourself. Okay. So I hope that helps. It's just temporary. I mean, it's just for right now. Okay. Ishika, what's your opinion on Reiki? Yeah. So Reiki's really awesome. With Reiki, so I'm a Reiki 1 and Reiki 2. I'm also pranic healing. I personally like pranic healing better than Reiki because the Reiki practitioner is actually using their own energy to heal someone else. Whereas with pranic healing, you're using the energy of the elements around you and colors to do it. So you're not using your own energy. So I prefer pranic healing, but Reiki is really beautiful and really lovely. Reiki, any type of energy work should not be used in lieu of medical or mental work. Bye, Myra. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good day at work, the rest of your day. So with Reiki, I would do Reiki with therapy or coaching. I wouldn't do it in lieu of. Because the thing about this energy work, here's the thing about energy work. Energy works. The nature of energy is that it works off of momentum. So you can't just do a Reiki session 4 times and just think you're cured, right? There has to be a momentum that helps support it. So if you're going to be doing Reiki, you probably also want to be doing therapy, or you want to be doing, coaching or something like that. Okay. Yurika is saying, if we ask Archangel to help me and connect to the universe while doing Reiki, you're still using your own energy, because that's the way Reiki is designed. It's an attunement within yourself to use yourself as the tool, right? So with pranic healing, there's no attunement. Anybody can do it. You just use the sun, you use the earth, you use the wind, you're using the elements that are outside of you, and you're a conduit and you're a channel. You're not using yourself. You're using yourself in the fact that you're a tool. So it's similar to Reiki in that. But Reiki, you're using more of your energy. Ishika, that makes sense. I was thinking of trying it out as I'm working on healing. Yeah, you totally should go for it. Like, totally go for it. Reiki wouldn't have been around as long as it has been, and it wouldn't have started to become accepted in more mainstream world if there wasn't something to it. When I do Reiki, and I haven't done it in a really long time, one of the things that was super cool for me was that I'm not a very visual person. I'm clairvoyant. I'm clairsentient versus clairvoyant. However, I would see where I need to place my hands. So it was almost, and I would see them as white gloves. Very interesting. So that's how spirit would guide me through the healing. So that's one of the things that I personally enjoyed while doing Reiki, is that I would see hands being laid in certain areas, so I knew where to go next, right? Um so I mean, that's a beautiful thing about Reiki. Absolutely, you should try Reiki. Look, here's where I go rogue when it comes to metaphysics or the paranormal or whatever. I'm a proponent. I'm a supporter, an advocate. I'm an advocate for you to try everything and anything to see what connects and resonates with you. You might try Reiki and find, no, it doesn't, I don't like it, right? You might try pranic healing and go, no, I don't really like it. I like Reiki better. But you gotta like try it and experience it. It's like tasting food. Do I like to eat octopus or do I like chocolate? Right. So it's like, well, what do you like? And each person is different and nobody can tell you what to do. And you need to know and find what your own truth is. Okay. Hi, Vanessa. Can you pull a card for me? Sure. This is for Vanessa. Let's see. What does Vanessa need to know? All right. Four of Swords, darling. All right. The stall that you're having is meant to be. You need to take a break. You need to take a rest. This feels very mental. So, overthinking, overanalyzing. Hey, Hannah, I see you. I'll be with you in just a moment. Overthinking, overanalyzing, critiquing too, they're saying. So I don't know who you're being really judgmental about. Could be yourself. Um, but that judgment or that criticism is coming from that rest or that plateau or that movement not going forward. Um, and it's one of the things that's blocking your blessings right now. So your best bet would be to learn how to accept. And the way we accept is we just surrender and we lean into this, whatever this is. Okay, there's a stall. We'll give you an example. Okay, they're building or they're redesigning the new bathroom, but the contractor got COVID, so he can't give the okay to, the tiling guy. So, all right, I just have to go, okay, that contractor can't give his okay yet. So I'm just going to have to wait. In the meantime, this is what I'm going to do. Okay. Hannah, could you pull a card for me? Why, yes, I can. What does Hannah need to know right now? All right, let's take a little look-see here. Oh, Hannah. This is the happy marriage card. Happy wife, happy life. Everything's going to be okay. This feels like you're on the way to this. So there's a path that is leading you towards your happiness for your ideal relationship or your ideal partner. So, if you're wondering, will I find that person or am I just destined, to be alone the rest of my life? You will have a partner and you will have that family. So you're on your way towards it. The end all be all is yes, you will have that partner. And even that family if you want. Okay, so you're on your way. So if you're like frustrated with your dating life or the lack of it, or you're in a relationship that you're not happy with, or whatever, just know ultimately there will be a happy ending for you. Okay, I'm gonna go back and scroll back and see, since I answered all of these super chats, I want to see if I missed anybody's non-super chat questions. No, I think I got everybody. Eureka says nature is amazing. It is. I'll say that. Okay, so this experience of cultivating a garden, it is teaching me that there is a process, and no matter how much I want it to move forward, it's going to do what it's going to do in its time. And so here in LA, it's been very overcast. We don't have a lot of bright sunlight. There's not a lot of heat. And so the soil is moist, right? And so once a week, I'm watering my little bubbas. I call them my little bubbas. And we're watering my plants. And mushrooms start growing because the soil is so moist. And so I'm like, oh my God, am I doing something wrong? What am I doing wrong? All of these things, right? And so I have to go in there and I have to sort of till the soil to give it some air. And so my hands are in dirt, which is very grounding. So that's nice. It's very grounding. And my nails just have not been the same. They've been constantly dirty ever since. And that's okay because there's a good reason for it, right? But I used to be interestingly enough, I used to be very judgmental of people who had dirty nails, dirty like fingernails. And now I'm like, wait, I can't be so quick to judge somebody who has dirty nails, because how do I know they're not gardening, which is something that brings them joy, right? How do I know that they're not a mechanic, right? That's helping somebody fix their car so that they can go and go to their job and make money. So I started realizing that, because I had because I have the garden, because I have to till the dirt, because I have to get all up in the dirt and my nails are dirty, I have to go, okay, I can't be so quick to judge somebody else. Isn't that interesting? So that's another like little tiny lesson that I've learned. Lessons from Tara's garden. So my strawberries, they're like barely, the plants are alive, but so a lot of these fruits and vegetables, they start out as a flower first, and from the flower comes whatever. I have red bell peppers. They're coming along nicely. My orange bell peppers, not so much. My strawberries, not so much. My cucumbers are just starting to. My carnations, they were there and then they died. And then I had to cut the heads off, called deadheading. And then now the new ones, they're there, but they haven't sprouted, right? So it's like, when are you going to freaking grow? Well, the weather hasn't been, like, all the elements have to come together and I can't control them, right? So I highly, highly suggest, if you have anxiety, that you start a garden and learn how to just calm the F down by just allowing this process to happen. Yurika wants to know how Chelsea's doing. Well, the Chelseanator is sleeping and I just woke her up. Chelsea, can you say hello to everybody? She's like, no, mommy, I want to sleep. Please let me sleep. Mommy, why are you so mean to me? But I'm going to give you kisses. She's doing really, really well. Thank you for asking, Eureka. The only thing is that now that I think she's allergic to her new diet. So I have to find a diet that is going to work for her. So now it's a matter of testing the kind of proteins because she used to be on a skin sensitive diet apparently. And I've been giving her lamb and she's just not, she's just itching a lot. So we're going to see if maybe duck will work. And if duck doesn't work, then we got to check and see if salmon will work. So we're in a little bit of a test phase. BT says, I love hearing when people get happy. Love predictions. It is nice. Okay, so there you go. There's something. Thanks for bringing that up, BT. Something that can help from an energetic perspective. Like if there's something that you want in life, affirm somebody else is having it. Instead of being jealous or angry that they have it, be happy authentically. Be happy for them and affirm that for them. Because what that does is that tells your subconscious mind that if they can have it, I can have it. Tip, trick of being human, right? Remember, guys, we have to deal with this human experience. It ain't easy. It is not easy. So any which way we can get around it, let's do it, right? So that's so cool, BT. I'm so glad that you wrote. I love hearing when people get happy love predictions. Yay! Because if they can have it, you can have it. We're all human beings. Our thought processes are different. Our consciousnesses are different. Our points of view are different. And that's where we get caught up and entangled with manifestations of what it is that we want or need. So if you cannot be envious and if you cannot be angry that someone else has what you want, but you can affirm and bask, relish, and enjoy that they're winning what you want, you're going to end up matching that vibrational frequency. And guess what happens? Energy influences energy. And guess what? You start magnetizing it to you. BT says, I'm married, but I know how hard it is to find someone. I've been there. But what about a happy marriage? Right? So that's a good thing. You know, if they're going to find somebody and have a really good match and it's like happy life, happy wife, well, that's where you get to affirm that, right? And guess what? You get to have a happy life and be a happy wife or have a happy wife. I don't know your circumstances, right? So it's okay that you're married. There's still within all relationships are relationships, right? Eureka, yes, I always tell people who compliment me on my accomplishments that anyone can have it. It's true. It is true. It is true. You know what? Take a look at yourself where you were 3 years ago. Take a look at yourself where you are now. The majority of people will have found themselves in a different circumstance, right? Most of the time, I'm not saying all the time, but most of the time, people will feel better now than they did before, right? Patricia, I've been married 26 this year. My husband and I are in conflict about retirement plans. Yeah, see? And you know, you've been married what, 26 years. When you're in relationship for a very long time, there's going to be ebb and flow. There's going to be role reversals energetically as well. There should be. Because we are always evolving. Our soul is always evolving and our human is always helping evolve our soul. So nothing should be staying the same. Your relationship should always be in a different place, right? Now, sometimes that place can last years. Sometimes it lasts days. Sometimes it just lasts hours, right? But that's what evolution is about. We should never, never be in the same place. So when you were wherever you were 3 years ago, even if like now you're in a sucky place and 3 years ago you were in a better place, or 3 years ago you were in a sucky place and now you're in a better place, there's the law of cycles. Nothing ever stays the same. That's the nature of energy. It's always moving. All right, you guys, I don't see any more super chats coming in. So this is probably a good time to end today's session. I hope you join us on Friday. Friday, we are going to be doing a live meditation. I channel those, so I have no idea what the meditation topic is going to be. I don't know what the healing and the transformation is going to be about. But if you can't join us live, that's okay. I highly suggest you watch the replays. There are a ton of them. And I don't know what to label them before, and I don't have the time to label them after. So, you can just like a deck of cards, just go, okay, this meditation will play today, and just trust that the divine knows what you'll need. So please join us on Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific time, that's California time, here on the YouTube. And I will see everybody. I should be here next week. I don't know. Sometimes my schedule gets a little wonky, especially now that I have doctor's appointments for my back. So I do the best that I can, but I am juggling my clients. I am juggling me. And I'm juggling you. So, I'll do my best. So sometimes lately it hasn't been successive or consecutive Wednesdays, but I definitely do my best. All right, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. I will see you on Friday. Stay connected. Bye, guys.